Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
Good morning. It's time to shop for stocks. Wondering whether the names making headlines are worth your investment? We're here to help you out with companies to watch. And educating us as usual is Danko.
Good morning, Audrey C.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday indeed. How was your weekend?
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was kids' parties galore.
Yep, I've heard.
I am excited for the rest of this week.
Fantastic. I hope you get a nice long break for this week. And welcome to Companies to Watch. It's a question of hot or not. 8855-0893. Text us and tell us whether you think the stock pick for today is going to be on your list or not, of course. And Audrey, today we're turning over to the poster child of the AI boom, empowering everything from chatbots to data centers. And the first name that comes to mind, of course, would be
Nvidia, of course.
So over the past few weeks, it seems like stories have been building or developing over the weeks with Nvidia, with Beijing tightening controls, Chinese tech giants building their own chips, and of course Nvidia itself surprising markets with its multi-billion-dollar investment in Intel.
Yes.
So what does this all mean for investors? Well, let's break it all down. So three main moving parts for today, and we'll first talk about the China antitrust heat, where we're seeing how China's market regulator, the State Administration for Market Regulation, or SAMC for short, saying that they found Nvidia to have probably violated anti-monopoly law, and that's escalating a long-running scrutiny tied to prior deals like Mellanox.
Yeah, so we're already seeing major Chinese tech groups also training models on homegrown chips, and reports that some purchases were being curbed as well. So revenue from one of Nvidia's largest markets could slow significantly.
Exactly. And that is the second moving part that you've rightly mentioned, Audrey, seeing how they're pushing for domestic alternatives. I mean, we're seeing how Chinese firms, they are starting to take matters into their own hands. Alibaba and Baidu are training some of their models of homegrown chips rather than relying on Nvidia hardware. And that did raise some concerns about the competitiveness and dominance of Nvidia. So the message is pretty clear. China wants less Nvidia in its tech stack, not more. So how exactly is Nvidia responding then? Well, in a move that surprised many, Nvidia announced a strategic pivot with Intel, and just last Friday announced that it will be investing $5 billion in Intel and collaborating on chips or AI systems.
Yeah, so not pocket change, $5 billion. Now, that's not large compared to NVIDIA's massive market cap, but symbolically, right? It's big. For Intel, it's a lifeline as they revamp their chip-making business. And for NVIDIA, it's a way for them to spread out some risk and tap into Intel's manufacturing muscle. So it's definitely got Wall Street's attention, I think.
Yeah, certainly. So it's a win-win situation after all for the both of them. I think they have separate needs, and I think it kind of fits into their narrative as of now. For Intel, it's a validation and a demand anchor that, you know, as it continues to revamp manufacturing and product roadmaps. While for Nvidia, it's not exactly stopping at the Intel investment. So apparently they're exploring a $500 million investment in Wave. That's a UK self-driving startup signaling its push into automotive AI. So hopefully self-driving cars in future?
Yeah, wow. So they're going into cars as well.
Yeah, it also spent nearly $1 billion to hire talent and license technology from Anthropica. That's a networking hardware startup to strengthen its AI infrastructure. But we're also seeing how competition is starting to heat up within this space. I mean, AMD continues to chip away at their market share with its MI series accelerators. Intel, now boosted by Nvidia's backing, is also fighting for relevance in AI servers. And over in China, we've got Huawei, Baidu, and Alibaba all doubling down on their silicon ventures. And for all its dominance, Nvidia doesn't seem like the only one in the game for now.
Yeah.
And having considered all the factors, I mean, the bull case for Nvidia today would probably be the fact that, you know, their software mode in Compute Unified Device Architecture, that's CUDA for short, that is currently keeping developers in. Now, it sounds very technical,
It
but
does.
to break it down and to make it easier for you, well, it's basically a platform and an application developed by Nvidia that allows developers to harness or use the power of Nvidia's graphics processing units or GPUs GPUs and for general purpose computing tasks, not just graphics. So essentially, this keeps them locked into their products, and it kind of like, I suppose, vertically integrate themselves and allows a lot of these users to just rely on Nvidia in the long run.
Yeah, and I think the chips remain a gold standard as well for training and inference. And the Intel partnership, again, can, spread out the risk for them. And I think market reaction was pretty telling. Intel stock jumped on the news, and I think AMD did slide a little bit.
Yeah, slid about 5 to 6% overnight on news of the collaboration with Intel. And for new markets, it seems like Nvidia's move into autonomous driving and sovereign AI projects helps to keep adding to its potential growth story. I mean, if we look at how they perform year to date, it's about up 27% to $176.60.
Pretty good.
Very, very good run for them. Now, for the bear case, I mean, this is one to take note of, especially investors looking to include Nvidia into your portfolios. Well, regulatory scrutiny in China, that could likely bring fines or tighter restrictions. From what I remember, I believe that a violation of these anti-monopoly laws could amount to up to 1 to 10% of their sales. Now, sales growth may also slow as Chinese firms continue to cancel their orders and adopt in-house chips. And of course, Nvidia's massive valuation, even small shifts in demand or policies are likely to trigger a lot of small moves.
Yeah.
Like how we've seen Nvidia move just over news of their collaboration with Intel. So if an AMD finds another, collaborative partner, it could likely move stocks sideways.
Yeah.
So it remains to be seen. And just to answer the question on how investors should think about Nvidia today, well, after all, it still remains the benchmark for AI exposure. But it's not just the one-way bet. We're seeing a lot of different plays when it comes to AI. And the China clampdown is also certainly real. Competitive field is widening today. And the Intel tie-up could likely reshape the entire industry.
Yeah.
So for investors, well, this is certainly a stock to keep your eyes wide open. But the verdict for me, in the midst of this intersection of technology, geopolitics, and regulation, I'm going to give it a hot still.
A hot! Hey, okay, yeah. I think that Nvidia is still definitely a market leader, but they're being challenged on several fronts. So everyone's trying to chip away at Nvidia's dominance. You see what I did there? So this is something definitely to watch, I think. But yeah, I think I'll have to agree with you. Feeling pretty good about Nvidia right now.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, they're going to be, at least for the foreseeable future, retaining their dominance within the chip industry. And as much as China did mention how its in-house homegrown domestic semiconductors industry might be matching up to the H20 chip that's developed by Nvidia, I feel like there still might be some room to run for them.
Alrighty.
As of the 22nd of September, we've got TipRanks, Yahoo, and Barron's all giving it a strong buy rating as well.
Strong buy, wow.
All right, what do you think? 8855-0893. Text us and tell us whether you think Nvidia is going to be hard or not. Okay, Audrey, now some fun facts about Nvidia. Do you know what Nvidia stands for or how the name came about?
I have no idea, and I should know this.
Okay, it was named after the Latin word Nvidia, which means envy, and that's a name coined by the co-founders Curtis Priam and Jensen Huang, who hoped that their graphics chips would make competitors green with envy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, quite interesting, huh? So before selling on Nvidia, the company actually considered Envision, but found the name already used. So the envy, the prefix in front of the name, actually originated from the internal file labels used by the co-founders for next version.
Okay.
Yeah, so are you a GPU, Audrey?
What does that mean?
Because I want to make you mine.
Okay.
Okay, how did the computer hackers get away from the scene of the crime?
They chipped their way out. I don't know.
Good try, good try. I think they just ransomware. And that's all we have for Nvidia.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.